Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. People are still struggling. That's okay. We'll go ahead and get started. How many of you are here for the first time to CONNECTpreneur? Okay, good. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you'll enjoy today. I want to thank the sponsors and introduce some important people, but I want to direct you to some QR codes in our program book first. On the back, we have our social media channels. So please feel free to connect with us. And then the green page here, we have some of our upcoming events. We have a virtual event coming up on March 27 and another one on April 24th. The next in-person event is on the morning of June 5 in Tyson's Corner. And this little QR code on the lower right has a list of all of the attendees. So we like to have people connect with each other, so you can download the list of attendees and kind of network with each other. I also want to thank our host committee. Their photos are in here, and also thank our prep team. They've done a great job with our presenters. I hope you'll agree. And we're just so grateful to have this group of people in our community. I want to also talk about two other events that are coming up. Is Mike Black in the room? Mike right there, VP at AFCEA. Mike has a 2-day TechNet event coming up in Reston, Virginia, July 15th and 16th. There is going to be a pitch portion of the event, so anyone who's interested in applying, let Skylar or Avery or Emily know. Or Mike, and then if you want to get tickets too. In addition, TEDCO, Troy Stovall, the CEO of TEDCO, is here. Troy just told me this morning, you're having your annual TEDCO Expo, which I will say is the best tech and networking event in the region, including us. You guys are much better. It's a 2-day, it's a 1-day or 2-day? 1 day on October 15th. I'm sorry. October 21st in College Park at the hotel. So please come out and support TEDCO. And TEDCO also has exhibit opportunities. There'll be pitch opportunities. As you guys know, TEDCO is the most prolific investor in the country, one of the most in the country in terms of numbers of deals that are being funded. And thank you for all you're doing, Troy. We really appreciate you so much. And then to our partners here, I want to shout them out one by one. We have the Golden Triangle bid. We'll be hearing from Elizabeth Packer shortly. I want to thank George Washington University. We have so many people at GW to thank, starting with President Granberg's office, Provost, who will be speaking. I want to thank TCO, Technology Commercialization Office, which is Brian Koblitz, and also Bob Smith and Jessica Vadilka with the OIE, Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And you guys have a couple of your companies presenting today, so hopefully they'll be very impressive. I want to thank Modus Create, Tishman Speyer, who is the landlord of this beautiful building, and Unfold Hospitality, which we'll be hearing from their CEO shortly. They run this entire conference space, so anyone who's considering conference space, you can see how beautiful it is. Plus, all of the food outlets upstairs and the Casa Teresa restaurant are run by Unfold. I want to thank Next, powered by Schulman Rogers. We'll be hearing from Sarah Clasper shortly. I do want to say a few things about Next. They're one of our national sponsors, and they've been with us for a long time. They provide innovative and award-winning legal services to startup companies. They were selected recently by Legal Week as the best law firm in the U.S. for enabling startup success, and hopefully they'll repeat that in 2025. They're a finalist again. So Next senior attorneys work hand in hand with the founders through fixed fee and discounted legal services. They have packages. So instead of billing by the hour, they will bill by the package. It's very cost effective for startups. And based on Next's experience working with hundreds of startups, including several dozen CONNECTpreneur alumni, Next has launched, and as of this week, they went live with My Next Raise, and Sarah will give you the URL, so any startups in the room, early stage companies, can please go right ahead and sign up. It's an awesome platform that helps with investor readiness, which is a completely underrated thing, but all the investors in the room will tell you that if you're not investor ready, There's so many companies looking for funding. So that's one way to increase your chances of raising money. The website is next.law and mynextraise.com. I also want to thank the Deputy Mayor's office. Nina couldn't be here today. She's, as you guys know from the newspaper, is dealing with a lot. AEG, NFP, Rich, where are you? I want to thank Rich. He's a big GW alum and donor and has really helped us quite a bit. Thank you, Rich, so much. Buzzy Rocket, we'll be hearing from their founder very soon. Maryland Tech Council Venture Mentoring Services, BioBuzz. I also want to announce that we have a new sponsor for this event. It's an IP lawyer. How many early stage founders do we have in the room? Okay, and how many of you are seeking IP protection? So a few of you, make sure you go to their table. We have Andrew Haberman here. Andrew, where are you? Over there. Okay, so please talk to Andrew if you're looking to protect your intellectual property. I want to thank the Cybersecurity Association, Keiretsu Forum, Startup Grind, USIDC, the Smith School of Business, and the Dingman Center, the Dingman Angels. I want to thank Ryan and Wetmore, Citrine Angels, female investors for female founders, Georgetown Entrepreneurship, MIT Alumni Angels of Washington, D.C., the Chicago Archangels, Kobe, and Enterprise Transformation Solutions. Let's give it up for this group of sponsors. Thank you guys so much. Okay, before I turn things over, I want to introduce some of our teammates. In from the great city of Detroit, Michigan, we have Avery. You guys have seen Avery's emails. And our head of marketing, Emily Finish. Emily from Florida. And without further ado, I want to introduce a special person, our community manager, Skylar Rallison. I know you guys have seen Skylar's emails. And Sky just celebrated two big milestones. Milestone number one, she has just had her 4th year anniversary with CONNECTpreneur. Thank you for everything you're doing. And she just, this is day 76. She just finished her second, it's called 75 Hard. 75 Hard. Look it up. It's amazing. She's done it twice. Today's her 76th day, so she can have some cake now, I guess. But Skylar's going to be our MC today. Sky, come on up.
Well, I told Tian that in confidence about my 75 hard, but apparently, no, it's okay. Apparently everyone now knows about my workout routine. Well, I'm glad to see so many faces today, so many new ones, so many old ones. It's always good to make it out to DC. As many of you know, I'm from California, and so I don't make it out to every event, but I like to when I can. So first up, we are going to have Elizabeth Packer come up. She is the Director of Economic Development for the Golden Triangle bid, and she is going to say a few words.
Hi, thanks everyone. I look forward to learning what 75 hard is, but congratulations. So hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth Packer, Director of Economic Development at the Golden Triangle bid. You're here in our neighborhood, so welcome. We're happy to once again be hosting the CONNECTpreneur Forum here in International Square within our Penn West Equity and Innovation District. I think this is our 4th year of hosting, so that's great, and we look forward to continuing the relationship. The bid and our partners, including George Washington University, continue to work together to grow Penn West as a hub for startups and businesses working at the intersection of policy, technology, and social impact. We think it's an exciting time to be a startup in DC. The district just launched a new program, the DC Venture Capital Program, which is a $26 million fund to make equity investments in DC-based pre-seed, seed, and early stage companies. So in terms of where the program is at, the district recently selected K Street Capital to serve as overall program administrator, and they're in the process of onboarding fund managers. And the goal is to start making the first investments in DC startups by the end of this year. So we're very excited to see this investment, and we at the bid are here to support these DC-based startups and help them grow right here in Penn West in our neighborhood. In terms of some other updates, we're also focused on scaling our Penn West Global Soft Landing Program, which we launched last year in partnership with the district. And that's focused on bringing more international entrepreneurs and startups to Penn West. GW is also part of the program and is able to offer a visa solution via a program component called the Build Fellowship. So in addition to assistance with visas, the Soft Landing Program also provides participants with customized technical assistance, as well as a discounted flexible real estate solution at Studio by Tishman Speyer, which is a beautiful co-working space located just around the corner on 19th Street. So we love supporting events like CONNECTpreneur here in Penn West, and we have several other upcoming events this spring to bring together the DC tech community, and we hope you'll join us. Happening right now, actually, is the National STEM Festival, and this weekend on Saturday, there's a big showcase open to the public right here at the square. It'll highlight some of very cool projects from high school students across the nation who have won prizes to present at the National STEM Festival, so definitely check that out. In April, we're hosting the next event in our ongoing Penn West Global Innovation Event Series, and it'll be focused on health tech. We've done past events on fintech and climate tech, and we look forward to exploring other topics of interest to our DC tech community. We're looking forward to DC Climate Week, which is coming up the last week of April. We'll have programming at different locations throughout the bid. Lots of information available online if you're interested. And then in May, we'll be hosting a venture challenge for female founders in the DMV in partnership with a group called the Agora Initiative. So just to give a sense of some of the things coming up on the calendar. So we look forward to a great event today. We have a table out there, so please feel free to stop by later if you are interested in learning more about our soft landing program, any of the upcoming events, and just generally having a chat about the different services and support that the bid can provide. So yes, thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Next up, we want to welcome Mr. Christopher Allen Bracey. He is the Provost and EVP for Academic Affairs at the George Washington University.
Thank you, Skylar. Good morning, folks. Thank you for the opportunity to highlight the role that the George Washington University plays in creating new businesses and jobs in the Golden Triangle and beyond. GW is a mission-based organization, so that means we do two things. We create and maintain a high-quality instructional environment to train future leaders of the world to solve the world's most urgent problems. And the second thing we do is we try our best to push the frontiers of knowledge through the production and dissemination of impactful research. As a member of the Association of American Universities, we have redoubled our focus on our research enterprise. We have over $250 million in total research expenditures in 2024. We're pushing closer to 350 today. And our prolific community of scholars has produced over 4,000 publications with over 200 active clinical trials and over 50 books, all this in 2024. To be sure, our scholars can and do have an impact around the world. And right here in the nation's capital, we like to think of ourselves as a thought leader and a premier global convener of experts through our partnerships in the region. Artificial intelligence is one of the GW's hottest research areas these days. Last month, experts in industry policy and academia convened at GW for a two-day conference called AI at Work, Building and Evaluating Trust. GW researchers established a partnership with SAIC last year to provide this Fortune 500 company early access to innovative, trustworthy AI research. Meanwhile, GW faculty are researching AI-friendly chip designs, plus new applications of AI in business, aviation, and in medicine. In an adjacent field, GW hosted our inaugural Cybersecurity Stronger Together public-private partnership conference just last month. It assembled leaders from government, industry, and academia to discuss issues and problems with countering evolving threats. GW faculty are training the future leaders that we need to build a secure world in the future. And in addition to educating students our researchers are developing the hardware and software to prevent and retaliate against cyber attacks. Last year, the School of Medicine and Health Sciences celebrated the completion of its GMP cellular processing and manufacturing facility. This facility can make FDA-approved products for companies providing stem cell and T-cell therapies and can create novel vector and gene therapies. Cleanroom space is available for rent to biotech companies that are interested in utilizing the resources that we're developing at the university. So I appreciate the importance of a vibrant community of innovators and investors like we have here at CONNECTpreneur, working together to take new ideas from the laboratory into the world. And GW is proud to have had many investment-ready startups pitch here at CONNECTpreneur in the past. Some of those examples include Nanocon, Opal HTM, True Bearing Diagnostics, Sonostick, and Polaris Semiconductors. All of these companies benefited from lean startup-based incubation and mentorship from GW's Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, led by Bob Smith, and from partnering with GW's Technology Commercialization Office, led by Brian Koblitz, to patent and license these GW inventions. So please reach out to these offices to learn how to engage with their programs. Coming up on April 10th, the Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship will be presenting the New Venture Competition Award ceremony, featuring pitches from finalists competing for $400,000 in prize money. New Venture Competition is one of the largest collegiate pitch competitions in the country, and we're immensely proud of it. Today, we're going to be fortunate to hear pitches from two new GW startups, GivaJet in applying cold plasma to treat pets' wounds, and Renosome Bio, I think it's called Renosome Bio, which has cutting-edge treatment for kidney disease. So I hope to continue to increase meaningful interactions between the Golden Triangle businesses and GW community as we continue to develop the district's innovation economy. I invite you to see more examples of GW innovation firsthand by attending our inaugural Innovation Fest on May 1st at the Charles E. Smith Center in Foggy Bottom. You can learn more by visiting innovationfest.gwu.edu. And with that, let's continue with today's exciting showcase. Skylar, back to you.
Thanks so much, Mr. Bracey. Our final speaker will be Mr. Richie Brandenburg, the CEO of Unfold Hospitality.
Thank you guys all for coming today. I'm here to just honestly welcome you. I was thinking about this today, about coming in today and about how busy we are today with the 5th floor, with the STEM Fest, with CONNECTpreneur here. And I was thinking about the people who are here as somebody texted me the Business Week Business Journal article of 40% restaurants failing in DC this year. And thinking about like what's in the news. It's like talking about layoffs, talking about these things that are everyone's fear mongering. You know what? There's only 3% of the workforce is getting laid off. 40% of restaurants are closing, 20% of startups fail. This is a room full of brave people, and these brave people here, please go upstairs, influence these intelligent kids upstairs, and let's keep going. So thank you guys for coming.
Okay, let's get started. To introduce our first set of speakers, I would like to bring up Sarah Clasper, Associate Attorney at Next, powered by Shulman Rogers.
Good morning. Thank you, Skylar, Tien, Emily, and Avery. This morning, the first company is Actuated Medical. Actuated Medical is creating groundbreaking technology to enhance multiple areas of medicine, including endoscopic procedures, feeding tubes, and brain electrode working lifetimes. Please welcome Maureen Mulvihill, President and CEO.
Hi, my name is Dr. Maureen Mulvihill, and I'm President and CEO of Actuated Medical. For nearly 2 decades, we built a multi-asset, multifaceted medical device innovator in central Pennsylvania. I'm a recognized leader in the medtech industry as I hold board of director positions on AvMed, AvMed Excel, and Life Sciences Pennsylvania. These opportunities give me unique interaction with potential strategic buyers of our technologies. We brought in over $48 million in non-dilutive capital. That's allowed us to reduce the technical and regulatory risks on several of our product lines. Our GripTrack system is FDA cleared and patented, and it's like the third hand at the end of the endoscope that allows the doctor to manipulate tissue in complex colonoscopies. Our tube clear system is FDA cleared and patented, and it's like the FDA cleared rotor-rooter for feeding tubes. We clear clogs in feeding tubes, restoring the medication, nutrition, hydration. Our actuated neurotechnologies are already being sold to preclinical researchers that are doing critical brain insertion. We are helping them get the electrodes in, improving the working lifetime. Our goal is to transition this to brain-computer interfaces and help them get better implants and better insertion. GripTrack, as I said, is like a third hand at the end of the endoscope. It's FDA cleared. It allows them to remove large, complex polyps in the GI tract. We are 2.6 times faster than our competition. We're helping doctors avoid surgical resection, and our TAM is projected at $1.5 billion. Feeding tubes clog at about a 25% clog rate. That means that these patients are not getting their medication, nutrition, hydration on schedule. Our device mechanically goes in, breaks up the clog, restoring the life-sustaining medication, nutrition, hydration. We are faster and more effective than our competition, and our TAM is projected at $2.3 billion. As I said, in the preclinical space, we're already showing that we're getting longer working lifetimes of these brain electrodes. We want to help the 16 million Americans that are candidates for brain-computer interfaces. Those are people with Alzheimer's, epilepsy, and major depressive disorders. We already are showing that we're increasing the working lifetimes. Our TAM is projected at $80 billion. Our groundwork has already produced traction. We have Dr. Gorgon, who does the second most endoscopic submucosal dissection procedures in the United States, running our clinical study at Cleveland Clinic. We've had multiple conversations with business development folks at large endoscopy companies about what do they need to see to acquire this technology. For TubeClear, we have over 4,000 uses and no adverse events reported on the MOD database. And our discussions with critical care companies has really influenced our 3-year commercialization plans. For our neural devices, we have over 30 different neurogliders in research labs in the US, Europe, and Asia. And these people are now publishing data. They're building our real-world clinical evidence. We are already talking to brain-computer interface companies, and this is a huge investment area right now where companies like BlackRock Neurotech and Neuralinks. Our goal is to follow through with 3-year commercialization plans for GripTrack and TubeClear. The idea is we sell them off, reinvest some of those profits back into the company to continue growing our neural device portfolio, and then we exit the company. My team has a proven track record of bringing technologies to the market, and we have projected a periodic product sales and then exiting certain assets along the path where Actuated is then acquired around 2030 at 11x projected ROI for our Series A investors. We already have a term sheet with Keiretsu. The goal here is to use the Series A funds to commercialize 2 FDA cleared devices and reinvest that to continue growing our neural devices and then exit the company, I said, in around 2030. As I said, we have a term sheet with Keiretsu executed, and the minimum investment is $25,000. This is my incredible team, and I look forward to talking to you at our table. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next today we have Blue Star Telehealth. Blue Star connects with remote patients to deliver medical services and to help manage chronic diseases. This will help improve health outcomes while also lowering the cost of care. Please welcome CEO Robert Way.
Hello, Sharks. My name is Rob Ray. I'm the president and founder of Blue Star Telehealth, and this evening we seek $1 million for 7% of our company. Okay, watched that last night. So, we manage remote health conditions. 150 million Americans have have chronic conditions that can be managed in the home, and that's what we do. And that number is going up. We have great traction, which I'll tell you about in a minute. We just won a huge Veterans Administration contract for $51 million over 8 years, and we're raising that $1 million to launch that contract. So please stop by my desk and give us money. We manage remote conditions in the home. We use hardware, software, clinical staff, and logistics and an IT back office in order to help little old ladies in southern Louisiana with hypertension or high-risk pregnancies for 25-year-old mothers in Pennsylvania. We operate across a number of different chronic conditions and circumstances. In fact, we just got a contract to do children's health in Pennsylvania. We work on both sides of the healthcare industry, the provider side, the doctors, and the payer side, the insurers. And the reason? Because 150 million Americans have chronic conditions, and as I said, the number is only going up. And the healthcare system isn't built to help people manage chronic conditions in the home. If you have a chronic condition and you're an 80-year-old lady with hypertension, it needs to be managed every day in the home, and our healthcare system isn't built to do that. That's what Blue Star does. We have traction. First, clinical efficacy. On the right, you can see a graph. This is the blood pressure of 5,800 rural, poor folks that we manage their hypertension, and this resulted in a 30% reduction in their risk of stroke and heart attack. And we did this remotely, and we did this for $50 a month. We have revenues of $1.3 million. We have contracts with physicians and FQHCs and hospitals and payers and the federal government. We expect to double revenues this year based on contracts in hand, and we're expanding our services because we're being asked to do things that we didn't used to do. For instance, help manage lead poisoning testing for children in Pennsylvania. We are employing AI to do that. We have an MVP built for one particular area and another built for another area, and those will make us be more efficient in delivering care. This is our very good-looking team. We are a veteran-based outfit. I'm a retired two-star Navy admiral. We have 44 generals and admirals as shareholders, and 78 shareholders are veterans. The VA contract is $1 billion over 8 years. Unfortunately, we don't get all of that. We get a tiny piece of it. We think it'll be about $51 million for Blue Star. It's an 8-year contract. We've been working on this for 4 years, and we expect our first dollars of revenue in September. We're raising $1.5 million as a bridge, essentially between our seed and our A round. The state of Maryland, through TEDCO, is investing $500,000 of that $1.5 million. So we're looking for the remaining $1 million convertible debt that with a max cap of $13 million, which is where the 7% came from. And we have a bunch of great investors. So if you want more information, please stop by our table. If someone agrees to a Zoom, I'll give you a cool Blue Star coffee cup or a ball cap or a $2 bill, whichever one you choose is most valuable and easiest to carry out. Thank you.
All right. Next, we have CareWare. CareWare is a first-to-market home-based medical device, a remote monitoring solution for the treatment of pain and soft tissue injury. It focuses on the prevention of opioid addiction, patient clinical management, and the maintenance of overall wellness. Please welcome Chris Castle, co-founder, CEO.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and glad to see all of you here. Basically, good start. Anyway, we're going to talk today about transformational care for enterprise-level providers in the rehabilitation and orthopedic market segments. I think that's a real important issue for us, and one of the reasons for this is that today there's really a significant lack of effective solutions for management of pain and soft tissue injury. And you can see right here that all of these things, whether it's post-surgical or physical occupational injury or sports, often lead to opioid addiction, and that 2 million patients per year become opioid addicted simply because their post-surgical and post-injury care are not handled effectively. That gives a huge economic burden. So we're not going to tell you that the total market is $78 billion. We're just going to say it's a very expensive thing that we're dealing with in our society. And many of you, of course, see this every day in the streets, as well as many of our veterans and others are addicted, and we don't really have good solutions for them. One of the things that CareWare does, we make a wearable light technology that produces pulse blue and red light, but we also have significant intellectual property in photobiomodulation, which is light therapy, neuromodulation, and ultrasonics. And we look at this as developing various wearable technologies for different areas of application. And so this is quite exciting. As you'll see, we have approximately 60 US and international patents covering our technologies. We have randomized clinical trials that are published in major journals, and we are regulatory approved with FDA clearance in the US. We have CE in the EU for Class 2A. We also have Canadian and Australian governmental approval for Class 2 medical device. Our devices are OTC, but we sell them B2B. Now, for fun, we also do a little bit in the sports market, and as you could probably see here, we do a lot of acute injury and then chronic treatment, for example, with people with connective tissue injury. So this is a pretty exciting area. We've also been heavily awarded at both CES and other areas. Okay, so we also have a rehab provider solution, which basically uses medical devices in a SaaS environment. They're connected so that we can monitor, for example, what's taking place with our patients. And it's also transformative for the rehab practice because they make money, and these are covered by CPT codes that are paid for within the United States, and that handles the monitoring side. We look at the market of at least 50 million people. We don't do it by dollars here. We think we can obtain about 180,000 for about $104 million in growth. You can see here kind of our financials. We think we can do $1 billion exit on this when we grow it, assuming we do 10x on revenue. If we don't, we're still looking at a very healthy EBITDA level from the work that we're doing in this area. We have a great seasons-focused management team. We've all worked together. This is our third exit. Our last one was $160 million. We sold our last company to Hanger Orthopedics, and I was the co-founder. So our family office has invested heavily. We're defended by very strong competitive moats. We're happy to talk to you about that at our booth, but those are regulatory, patent, treatment and reimbursement, and little competition. And right now we're doing a bridge round of $2.5 million, of which we have a $500,000 state match that is in place for that. That's actually going to be a priced round stock. We've invested from our family office about $5 million to date, and we have total investment of about $13 million. So we're pricing it at the same price for this bridge as we have on all of our previous rounds, which is a great deal. And then we plan to go into a $15 to $30 million equity round. So thanks very much. Our mission is to reduce opiate addiction, provide new solutions, and it's transformative. And by the way, we have a huge societal impact on our success, and we're very excited to present this opportunity to you. And we'll look forward to chatting with you a little later on. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Hedonia USA. Hedonia is a revolutionary, all-natural, first-of-its-kind medical food, specially formulated to address the nutritional needs of people suffering from depression. I will let Gary Schwartz, CFO, tell you more about it.
Thank you, Sarah. As Sarah said, I am the CFO of Hedonia USA, and I'm extremely pleased to report that we have made substantial progress since our last visit here approximately 6 months ago. Hedonia has developed, produced, and now has 3 patents on the only non-prescription 3-in-1 medical food antidepressant to help people suffering from depression. Hedonia consists of 3 all-natural ingredients: L-methylfolate that boosts serotonin levels in the brain, S-adenosylmethionine or SAMe, a natural amino acid to increase dopamine receptor site binding, and EPA, an 85% highly purified form of omega-3 fish oil to help correct low levels of chronic neuroinflammation. All of these substances combined are found in our daily dietary food intake, and Hedonia has no known side effects and works with almost all prescription medications being an adjunct therapy. We compete in the rapidly growing nutraceutical dietary supplement space, which last year comprised of between 80 and 236 million people in the United States alone, with our share projected to be 30 to 120 million people, which would translate into 5.7 to 13.1 billion in revenue for Hedonia. There are no direct competitors in our space for the treatment of depression, although a company named Deplin that was launched more than 10 years ago has only one ingredient, L-methylfolate. Hedonia is different, as we combine all three of these ingredients in a very precise dosage, convenient delivery method with a capsule within a capsule that ensures up to 97% absorption by the brain. You could see here a picture of the capsule in a capsule. Presently, we have one medical food product that we launched just recently in December of 2024 and is being sold directly to consumers via our website. We are presently generating approximately $100,000 per month in revenue on very limited marketing. We have plans to sell online retailers and big box stores next year. In fact, we were just approved on the Amazon platform for sales. Further, we have just launched the first of 7 dietary supplements and are about to start our soft marketing push. We project to generate approximately $5.4 million in revenue for this year, growing to over $45 million by year 5, with a gross profit margin of 51%, growing to 79% over the same year. We think we have a superior management team led by world-class researchers, entrepreneurs, executives. Collectively, we have done pioneering work in neuropsychiatry, built multiple billion-dollar companies, and have helped create iconic products. We are looking for $10 million that we can take in tranches between $500,000 to $1 million each. That investment can be in equity, a SAFE, joint venture, or we're open to any other form that would help scale and chart our growth forward. The planned use of the funds is primarily going to be in marketing. In fact, we are in discussions right now with engaging a national celebrity ambassador to promote Hedonia, the cost of which will be based entirely upon sales, as well as to acquire inventory and research and development with a small percentage allocated to specialty talent. Thank you, and we look forward to talking to you afterwards at our table.
Thank you, Gary. Next today we have GivaJet. GivaJet leverages cold atmosphere technology to treat dermatological disorders in small animals and to combat antimicrobial resistance. Please welcome Vika Soni, CSO.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Vikas. Thank you for the introduction. So let me share a personal story and a bit of science. Our journey began with our cat, Precious Delilah, falling ill due to a bacterial infection that turned out to be an abscess. And despite multiple vet visits, expensive treatments, and failed attempts to medicate her, she refused to take the medications and she continued to suffer. This frustration led me, as a scientific officer and a scientist, to come up with a better solution. I'm Vikas Soni, the founder and chief scientific officer of GivaJet. The problem: 90 million US households have pets, but that's not the problem. 25% of US dogs and 15% of cats have skin infections annually. And 40% of MRSA cases require surgical intervention, costing around $2,000 per case. And that's too expensive, really expensive. And the biggest problem issue is antibiotic resistance. there is different types of antibiotic-resistant infections, and they keep on increasing. And the treatments are ineffective because pets lick off the ointment, and as you can see in the video, our cat is licking off all the ointment, so the treatment was ineffective. So the solution we have is cold atmospheric plasma device. JivaJet originates its name from the Sanskrit word jiva, which means to breathe or to live. It is a non-invasive topical treatment application of cold atmospheric plasma on the skin by just hovering it over on the skin. And what's more, it's painless, it is safe, it is FDA tested and backed up by 25+ patents. Here comes the best part. It is also FDA approved for treatment of human cancers. So to summarize, it is a lifesaver that literally looks like a lightsaber. So obviously our customers are veterinarians, and in the US there are 130K veterinarians. There's 40 cases, typical vet facility sees 40 cases per day, out of which 15 to 20% are for dermatological issues. But the current treatments fail, and traditional treatments are hard to administer. And this was also confirmed through the ICOR, National ICOR, and Regional ICOR program through customer discovery. And this brings us to our beachhead market. So there are 30 to 40,000 vet clinics in the US, and we are currently focusing and targeting 2% of them in next 5 years, with a potential revenue of $11.5 million in the phase 1 itself. So we have some significant proven results. Just 1 minute of application, as you can see in the microscopic images, with plasma caused perforations in MRSA, as well as it also accelerates wound healing, as shown in the image towards the right, stained by green staining. So it basically, it's a dual action treatment by killing the bacteria as well as increasing, accelerating wound healing. So we are a B2B subscription-based model with a non-invasive treatment, providing different types of revenue for the veterinarian clinics by placing our device at $280 per month. And if you look at the projections, revenue projection is highly promising with a $10.5 million within the next 5 years. We have an excellent team of experts and advisors, industry mentors and plasma physicists, mentors, medicines experts, and also industry mentors guiding us through the commercialization of the technology. So currently we are committed to $1 million through friends and family round. We have successfully recently applied for a NSF SBIR grant. And we are seeking a $5 million safe round for commercializing the technology and also going through regulatory approval through FDA. And we are also open to other possibilities. The potential is to expand this in human healthcare as well in the future. The use of funds are going to be for R&D, marketing, and sales. With that being said, I would like to conclude. We are on a mission to transform vet healthcare, and if you really care about pets, please feel free to connect, and I would be happy to answer any questions at the table. Thank you.
Okay, to introduce our final 4 presenters, I want to bring up Debbie Klein, who is the founder and chief of customer success at Buzzy Rocket. So I'll turn it over to Debbie.
Thanks, Skylar. A little close. It's my pleasure to introduce Adam Kievman, founder and CEO of Renazone Bio. Adam has spent the past 25 years building leadership teams and scaling top biopharma and VC-backed biotech companies with a focus on enabling novel science and treatments for high unmet needs. Based in New England with a lab in Boston, as a Boston girl, go Sox, Renazone Bio is using their next-gen technology to develop a regenerative therapy for chronic kidney disease with the goal of reversing kidney damage. A terrible set of diseases with over 35 million people in the US alone suffering, and 60% of patients who reach end-stage disease die within 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Adam to share more about the inspired work they are doing to meet their goal of reversing kidney damage and establishing a new paradigm in kidney care.
Well, I guess I'm done. It's a great intro. Thank you. I'm Adam Kievman. I'm a patient founder and CEO of Renazone Bio. When I was a teenager, I went to the hospital for a routine surgery, and I got some surprising information, which was I have 1 kidney. And it was quite a surprise to me. I had no idea what kidneys were for. I kind of laughed it off. and just forgot about it until a few years ago with a pre-diabetic diagnosis with really a long family history of hypertension. And now this pre-existing condition, which put me at an elevated risk for not just kidney dysfunction, but kidney disease and chronic kidney disease. So as a good life science executive, what would you do in this situation? I started a company, and so that's Renazome Bio for me and for millions of patients with chronic kidney disease. So CKD, though, not a laughing matter, devastating for patients. Here's the thing with CKD is 90% of patients who have chronic kidney disease don't know they have it. So the disease progresses over a long time unchecked. In the US, 35 million people a year have, 35 million people live with the disease. And as stated so nicely for me before, 60% of patients at end-stage disease will die within just 5 years. So devastating impact to patients. All of this adds up to what's an extraordinary expenditure for Medicare, over $100 billion a year spent on treatment for chronic kidney disease. How do we get here, though? It's decades of a lack of innovation. So for patients with end-stage disease, dialysis was developed in the 60s. Since then, yes, drugs have been developed, but they offer partial efficacy for patients. They merely slow disease progression. And where we find ourselves today is for the 135,000 patients in the US who each year advance to end-stage disease, we have dialysis to offer them, or potentially a transplant if patients can get one. 100,000 people on a waiting list, maybe 20,000 a year are able to secure a transplant. So Renazome's goal is to stop the progression, reverse the course of disease, and establish a new paradigm in kidney care. So what do we have? We've developed what is a cell-free engineered biologic. That means it's not a cell therapy, but we're using cells that we're genetically modifying to produce tiny particles called exosomes. Exosomes contain genetic material that's our therapeutic cargo that through an injection are taken up into the kidney, and we're already seeing the hallmarks of kidney repair and regeneration. So new blood vessels being formed, increased blood flow, better kidney filtration of the blood. We're seeing that now. Our IP comes out of George Washington University. We have 3 patent families that are advancing well, and our vision here is, as we advance the science, is to potentially stop the disease in its tracks, to reverse the course of CKD for patients, and potentially eliminate the need for dialysis or transplantation. We have data. So this is in vivo. We're looking at a diabetic mouse model, and we have both in vitro as well and scientific peer-reviewed publications in some top journals. The competitive landscape is one that we fit very well into. The on-market drugs right now, which are standard of care, offer just limited benefit to patients. A cell therapy in development is showing the market interest. One patient's treatment could take weeks to produce and could be very, very expensive should it make it to market. This this competitor company has raised $800 million, proving the market opportunity for us. We think that our off-the-shelf, cell-free approach will really allow for what's a much better and more universal application and adoption of our technology. We have a great team, as I'm seeing that my time is up, with all the right experiences in drug development through commercialization, including for kidney therapeutics. And the market is hot right now for acquisitions in kidney disease, multiple billion-dollar-plus acquisitions here in just the last few years. So we've been incredibly successful in just a year since founding. We've established our lab in Boston. We've hired our first few scientists and are now moving from our convertible note, where we still have a bit of room for anyone who might be interested, to a priced round. We have our roadmap. We have the right team. and now looking for some partners from a financial standpoint to work with us as we engage with the FDA and we bring this much needed treatment to patients. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce Dennis Defensor, CEO of Sultana. Dennis has over 35 years of senior executive experience in government contracts and commercial markets. He's known as an exceptional leader with an energetic blend of entrepreneurial passion and business vision. Sultana is a pioneer in plasmonic communications, a groundbreaking technology that enables high-speed, high-bandwidth, and secure wireless communications and sensing in environments previously thought impossible: underwater, underground, dense jungles, through metals, even through solid rock. They have an impressive IP portfolio, over 4 patents, 15 pending, and are currently filing 1 per week. Please join me in welcoming Dennis to share more about Sultana and their game-changing communication solutions.
Once in a great while, a company comes along and really shakes up the physics of your world. Marconi did that, 1895. Radio, wireless radio. Marconi did that in 1895 with wireless radio. He opened the world to complete wireless communication. But for 125 years, wireless cannot penetrate underwater. It cannot go through metal. It cannot go to dense jungle. It cannot go under ice, under snow. In 2017, a visionary, then the young, and a scientific mind broke through all these barriers. All these barriers. We're now entering the new era of wireless communications. Here's what we did. We tested this in a submarine, in a Navy ship. All doors closed. It's all metal. Wireless went from one end to the other, up and down the boats. Tested in a shipping container. Punches right through. We went to Hickam Air Force Base. From inside a C-17 cargo ship, we took an L3 antenna, radio, just replaced the antenna with a lab prototype, untested, unoptimized. It went to the plane. It traveled through 100 meters of tarmac, punched through 2 planes blocking, a hangar, and 4 shipping containers. The result, Air Force gave us 3 contracts. We have support from 6 Air Force bases. The market, the entire global airlines market. Navy SEALs came to us. Can you allow us to text underwater? We can't see, we can't communicate. We said, let us try. We showed them underwater full motion video, 1080p at the speed of light. They gave us $4.2 million in OTA. We took it to the jungle in Oahu, where we used an L3 radio to talk to somebody inside the jungle. It went 100 meters. We took our lab prototype, 3D printed, untested, optimized, went 3 times the distance. Our Army Ranger team member said, "You have just changed jungle warfare forever." Then the young took it to a cave in Iron Mountain, inside a skiff, punched through the skiff like a knife through butter, went 100 meters forward, turned right, no line of sight, full motion video. Why? It traveled through limestone. Unheard of. We took it the last snowstorm 2 months ago. Under ice, our diver went under ice, underwater, under ice to the snow, punched right through. Under ice, under snow, a distance, another one farther distance, it communicated through the snow. When you can do this, for those who understand second strike nuclear deterrence, we have just started second Cold War. So when people ask us, what is your market? My response is, what is not our market? We have extended wireless beyond its end. We are where the warriors die. We are where transactions happen. First product, 40 million shipping containers. 16% are tracked. but they can track the containers. They can track what's inside the containers. None of your packages are tracked because it cannot penetrate through metal. It cannot punch through a metal shipping container. That was our first experiment 4 years ago. Look at the numbers of that, with the shipping container going back and forth every 30 days, the number's staggering. We're building a gateway puck that can do all this and create network connections. We have a powerful team, and we have a simple model. Build our contracts. Time's up. Let me tell you, in 6 months, we were awarded $7.5 million of government contracts from SOCOM, Navy SEALs, DITRA, the last three from the Air Force. Thank you. I forgot, we've been living on our contracts for the last few months. We have not received a single cent from our seed investor.
It's my pleasure to introduce Andrew Parlock, founder and CEO of Space Phoenix Systems. Andrew is an experienced space industry leader and expert in disruptive technology and rapid growth enterprises. He's worked in both domestic and international markets and across multiple industry verticals, including government, DoD, and commercial clients across the globe. Space Phoenix Systems has developed the first reusable spacecraft fleet optimized for space cargo. I stole this from your website. They are a space courier, think FedEx, for space. Their solutions allow for the rapid delivery and return of cargo-agnostic payloads at a dramatically lower investment, launch, and operational costs. Founded in 2024, within 8 months, they have reservations booking 75% of their payload through 2029. Please join me in welcoming Andrew, who will share more about simplifying space payload delivery and return.
Okay, guys, the space industry is broken. The way we're getting stuff to space today is just not working, and we're spending way too much money. We're going to solve this problem. We're developing the first fleet of reusable spacecraft optimized for cargo delivery. This is round trip. Space is no longer a one-way trip, right? So our vision is to become the leader in this space that we ourselves are creating. Okay? Don't listen to my words. The World Economic Forum says global space industry will be $2 trillion by 2035, but only if we improve access and lower cost. NASA says actually it's multiple times higher than that, 4 to 6 trillion. These are unheard of TAMs, but only if we reduce costs and improve access. That's all we do. We are as unsexy as space gets. We are the FedEx box van. Okay? Because this is the problem we're trying to solve. The industry is completely constrained. We're trying to rip the constraints off. So there's very few options to get to space. Right? Ask the astronauts that just came down yesterday from the Boeing. Right? So the logistical infrastructure is broken. Okay? So what happens is there's very few things that even scale to get us to space or back. And this is causing the industry to bifurcate. They bifurcate all their investment and they try to build it themselves. This is madness. So we're trying to deliver that essential infrastructure to change that market. What's our solution? It's really 1 part technical, 3 parts business. All right? Good business model makes good for good technology. Reusable spacecraft. Come over to the table. They're really fun to look at. We've got lots of information on that. But the business model is most important. NASA just asked us last week, when can we get to 100 missions per year? We were planning on getting to 50 and exiting. Now NASA's asking us to 100. Reusable spacecraft, and then on demand. We've got to get the industry on demand. Right now, 2 to 3 years planning to get your payload into space. Crazy. We're not going to build a multi-trillion-dollar industry that way. What's the value prop? Let the customer focus on their core technology. These are folks at the bleeding edge of technology, and then they're bifurcating their business to go off and build or buy a satellite, operations. It's really kind of insane. We manage all of that. We're the background. We don't do the rockets. We don't do the payloads. We're the middleware. We get your stuff to space and back. Easy. These are our satellites. They're super fun to look at. We've done lots of testing, re-entry, so on and so forth. Come over to the table. I'll talk to you about them. The most important thing I want to talk to you about here is revenue. Revenue is not a dirty word here. We're generating $4 to $5 million per flight on our first, the Hermes as we move up to $20 million per flight. We've got market cases. We're focused on the middle two. Microgravity research today, a $500 million backlog. We're trying to solve that. In-space manufacturing today, $5 billion business. 2035, over $250 billion. Unheard of TAMs. All right. Our market traction. We've approached 9 companies. We have 9 customers. Right. I've actually told my team to stop. We just got too much to manage right now. The market demand is overwhelming. We get to these numbers over 200 million in revenue by 2029 on 20 missions. Again, NASA's asked us, when do we get to 100? What are we looking to raise? We've raised a good bit so far, about 6.5 left to raise. Any number of ways. We're very flexible on the raise, equity, convertible note, or safe structures. We've got a great team. Frank and I are here today. In the center, Tal, real visionary architect of the entire system, great young CTO, and doing really great things. We already have our office up in University of New Hampshire. We're based in Baltimore, so we're semi-local. So come talk to us at the table. We've got a lot of really cool things to talk about space.
We were saving best for last. It's my pleasure to introduce Mark Baldino, founder, chairman, and chief technologist of Firebot Technologies. Mark is a seasoned executive, having built and runs Baldino's Lock & Key, a very successful, prominent lock and key and home security company in the Washington, D.C. area prior to inventing Firebot, the world's first smart cooktop fire suppression system. Headquartered in Virginia, Firebot Technologies focuses on solutions for the elements, fire, water, and air. Their core products include Firebot for stovetop fires, Plumber's Sentry for water leaks, and Dry Safer for drier airflow, amongst others, all coupled with wireless monitoring. They currently hold multiple patents and are patent pending on others. Please join me in welcoming Mark, who will tell us more about how Firebot can keep us safe.
I'm the last one. You'll have to endure, but hopefully you'll find me entertaining and educational. That's what I like to tell everybody. Came about Firebot because of a serious problem. Man invented fire. It was a good thing. Then he had another great idea, bring it inside for cooking. Not such a good idea. Over half of your home fires start on the cooking surface. So we came up with a device that could stop them. And along with that, several other product and property safety devices. All right. So can we stop $11 billion of property damage a year? We sure can. And it's important to not only property owners, but insurance companies, management companies, everybody else along the line. We have 3 products that will do that. One is Firebot, which mounts over your stovetop, sits there for 10 years, battery operated, self-contained. Will activate on 250 degrees, put out any kind of stovetop fire you may have. Our other device is Plumber's Sentry, which are deployable water leak sensors in your home, 10-year battery life again, and if they detect water, they send a wireless signal to a gateway that shuts off the main water supply to your house, preventing catastrophic damage. And then we have our third product, which is Dry Safer, which detects blockage in your dryer vent exhaust. So if you do have blockage there, you have a good chance of getting a dryer fire, another major source of fires in homes. There's 132 million residences in the U.S., 80 million single-family homes, 50 million multifamily. You have student housing, you have senior assisted living facilities, all would be good candidates for our product. And possible sales over 40 billion. Who will buy? Multifamily management companies are our first customer we have right now. That's why I'm here. We've actually sold over 30,000 Firebots to property management companies, and they are our first target market because you can talk to one person, sell 4,000 units. We have individual residences we're getting there, senior living, assisted living, plumbing companies for our Plumber's Sentry. They repair 11,000 water leak jobs a day, which is almost unbelievable. It's not my statistics, comes from the Plumbers Association. Vacation rental, second income properties, and plus dozens of other applications. We have multiple patents on all of our products, UL 300A certified on Firebot for fire suppression. Competitive world out there, I mean, you see the green, you see the check marks. We're superior than any other product you may find out there, just on technology, on life of the units. The Firebot team, I consider it the best in the world for what we're doing. We have experts on wireless technology, experts on manufacturing, procurement. There's nothing we can't do. We have other products in the pipeline too. We're just not a one-trick pony, so to speak. We have Firebot Flex to put into military vehicles or charging stations, gas and electric shutoff valves. We have the Egg MD for babies' diapers to detect water leak in there. We have Shelf Guard, which was for warehouses. And we have the world's first electronic fire extinguisher. Reduce damage, everybody wins. We feel like we're on the same track as seat belts, smoke alarms, thermostats, and of course, everybody probably has one right now, a cell phone. So we're looking to get our products in every home, not only in the US, but the world. We sold 13,000 units the first year. We got 45,000 in the pipeline for 2025. That's why I'm here. We need money for production. There's financial projections, and then we are seeking an investment of $2.5 million, 6% company ownership. Company valuation is currently at $37 million, and I think the future valuation is $1.3 billion, and we feel like we'll get that, if not more. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, that wraps up our presentations for today. Just want to remind everyone that in the back of the program book, you have QRs to register for our upcoming events. We have virtual events, our next in-person event, and we also have all the RSVPs listed on the QR code on the bottom on the back of the event book, so you can take a look at that. But feel free to network, hang out until noon, 12 o'clock, and I hope to get to meet some of you, and that's the end. We'll see you next time.